Hey guys, it's Chris here from Chris's Creative Life, and I design workshops that help you create beautiful projects from start to finish with easy to follow guides. So, whoever saw my first mashup, we're going to do a second mashup where I'm going to take the workshop guide from Fabulous and I'm going to mash it up with Celebrating You. So I'm going to add my desk on to the camera, on the view, while I finish sharing this to the right spot. So I thought this would be a super fun, okay, I'm going to do side by side for a second. I thought this would be a super fun project to kind of play around with. So if you missed the first one, this is the first one that I did, and it was the single page layout from the Fabulous scrapbooking workshop. You can get it off of my shopping website under the Fabulous special. The workshop guide is there in the product description. So I added, since I did it the other day, I've added the photographs. I'm actually going to make you big down here on my desk. There we go. So I added the photographs. Hey, Judy. I added my journaling, and that's about it. So it was super quick and easy, and I love the results and how it turned out. And it's completely different than the Fabulous one, right? So this time I'm going to do a 2-page spread. And so, like I said, you can go grab this under the promotions, under the Fabulous workshop. But we are going to today do, now I have to figure out which one I actually cut up here. But I think it is this one, the layout number 3. And same thing, I'm going to just bring this to the top so I can actually look at what we're doing here. So I'm going to use some of the products from the Celebrating You, and I think I have a few fun things in my little head here going on. Okay, so like I said, I still have the stickers that I haven't used. I'm going to do some stenciling, and I'm going to grab my white gel pen. I forgot to grab that. And like I said, I did pre-cut up the papers, so we are going to have a quick and easy project here. But first, we're going to do some fun part. Let me grab my white gel pens. I'm going to try something here. Okay. So the first, I'm going to move this out of my way, beside me here. And I'm going to do some stenciling. So these are my papers, and they're all pre-cut. They're cut exactly the same dimensions as the guide, but instead of the zip strips, we are going to use shimmer trim because it's a birthday, and why not have some sparkle, right? Okay, so that's my right hand page, and these are the pieces for my left hand page. I also am changing this little title spot a little tiny bit. So, but here I'm going to start just by talking about this. So this is my title spot, and so I'm going to add some stenciling to this layout. So I'm going to actually add it underneath here, and then I'm going to do like my little visual triangle and do some on the other side of the layout. I'm going to leave these pieces of paper here so that hopefully we don't go crazy out of focus. But I have my all-purpose mat here. And so I'm just going to add a little bit of stenciling here down on the bottom. There we go. Okay, it's all rolled out and we're good to go. Okay, so I have grabbed the stenciling, the Slim Line front card pack number 2, which would also lead you to believe there's a pack number 1. But I thought that these stars went really well with the Celebrating You theme. So I'm going to add some down here. And just because it's created for slimline cards, don't think you have to actually use it on slimline cards, right? I am going to put that behind me there. I've just got all these piles started all like around me in all the different directions. Okay, so I am just going to put a little bit of tape facing up, and I actually don't care if the stars are like straight or anything. I'm kind of just going to add them in my background a little bit. I'm just going to leave those papers up there so that we don't go out of focus. Okay, so I have a blending brush, yes, and glacier ink, and I'm going to add some stars down here on the bottom. And I'm just kind of making it settle in the background. So I will probably just tap off. The nice thing about the blending brushes though, and especially glacier ink, is you're not going to get a crazy strong amount of ink. It's not like using distress oxides, right, where you're going to transfer a ton of ink. So like I said, I just kind of wanted to add something down here in the corner. And I know that these come quite far down because they're all 10-inch pieces, right? So they're all going to hover about an inch above the bottom. So now, while I still have my, and I'm kind of just fading them out, and I'm not really overly worried about them being whole or anything. So while I still have my stencil down, I'm going to grab my white gel pen and I'm just making sure, and I'm just going to outline a few of the stars just to kind of draw attention to them a little bit. So that they're not quite as subtle. So it's super hard probably for you to see, but it's just kind of a little extra something on the stars. And like I said, I'm just doing it right around the edge. If you wanted it to be more dramatic, you could follow the pattern inside. And I'm not even really worried about filling them, like doing all of them, or I'm just going to kind of pick a pattern here. Oh my goodness, it's so funny. It's been like super quiet, and then all of a sudden I start a video and there's like 3 airplanes. Okay, so I moved up to my 10. So, but you could totally mix and match it. And I'm just going to go around this one and maybe this one. I should probably have closed the window before I started, but it's so nice. So I'm not sure that you guys are going to be able to see, but it just added kind of just like a nice subtle detail. Okay, so I'm just going to add my pieces of paper, and then I'll move to the other side. So I'll grab my Versamat. And see, it's just going to kind of peek right out of the bottom there. So these are, let me just double check. Yep, 10-inch pieces. So I am going to add them with an inch on the top and an inch on the bottom. Like I said, instead of the zip strips, I decided I'm going to add shimmer trim at the top and the bottom of the layout. So you can see here, there are the spider zip strips across the top and then these little wonky stars across the bottom. But instead, I'm going to add silver shimmer trim. I've already grabbed it. So here we go. I'm going to start on the inside, and then when I do the other side, I'll line this same piece of paper, because it matches on the other side, up with that piece of paper. I love this one with the pretty words, hip hip hooray, cheers. So this layout is not going to be a birthday one, so I picked a different title. I think I'm going to use the title that says Celebrating You. So, and I love, we're going to get lots of photos on this layout. Okay, so now we have a big piece, and like, look at how quickly this is literally coming together. Okay, and then I have a little skinny piece here, which is the back side of the text. It's the fun little diamonds. I love that piece of paper. So I have just the little piece, and that's going to anchor the end here. Okay, and then like I said, this is where we're going to put our title, but I'm going to add my shimmer trim. I have one random leftover piece, so we're going to start with this piece, and I'm going to add it at the top and the bottom. And it was better to add my big pieces first versus adding this, because the shimmer trim's not actually like 1/2 inch like the zip strips. So I wanted to make sure to get my papers centered. That's just probably the right amount for a card. Good morning, Gay. So you can see once you add the shimmer trim too, it's just very subtle, the amount of stenciling, but I thought it was just kind of a fun little accent to add there at the bottom. And then I'll do 2 spots probably on the other page. So I'm going to add my shimmer trim across the top. I think it's going to be cute. It's only in my head though so far, so hopefully it turns out as cute as I can see it in my head. But okay, so here's what we're doing. That is going to be the left-hand side. Like I said, we're going to add our title here, but I'm going to do my stenciling on the other page. And, well, sorry. Here is my stencil again. And I'm just going to have a little piece of the masking tape just poking up. over, and the tape is sticky towards me. So it'll just hold down that stencil right there. Okay, so same thing. I have my Glacier ink. And I'm going to, remember, it's just like a little tiny 1/2 inch across, well, across the top. So I don't have to go quite as far in as I was thinking. Okay, and I'm, like I said, I want some of them kind of fading out just so that it's a little, there we go. Okay, so I'm going to take my gel pen again. I'll just put that back there. And that's my 8, here's my 10. And I'm just tracing just inside the stencil. And it's just, like I said, sometimes it's just the little things that make me happy. And maybe nobody else will notice the detail, but I will know it's there. If you did it on a darker color too, you would get much more of a contrast. But I wanted this one to kind of just be all about the subtle touches at the top and bottom. Okay, and so that's all I'm going to do, just those few little stars. And then I think I will do it down here too. So same thing, my sticky side is pointing up to me. I'll add this down here. And I've got some of them running off the page. Yeah, so I'm just running it just right along the edge of the Glacier ink, right? Because it should be just picking up just a little bit. If you wanted more contrast, right, you could pick one of the new gel pens and do the same thing. After, I could grab one out of my desk and show you. Okay. And because, right, the gel pen too has just a little bit of shine, it just kind of accents those little stars. I was thinking, oh, will I splatter or what? But I actually think this is going to be just nice and pretty. So like I said, I'm just running just inside. It might be easier to see too in the still shots versus the video. So I will post some still shots after. So I don't know if you could see it, but it is just nice and subtle. Whoops, there we go. Okay. Oh, now I have shimmer trim stuck to my shirt. Okay, so I like subtle too. Sometimes I do like a lot of sparkle and extras, but sometimes it is just about being subtle. It would be super pretty on a card too, or even like a dark background and then like with white pigment ink and then using the white marker. Okay, so now I have my other pieces here. So like I said, I want these two pieces to match up in the middle. So same thing. I'm going to add my adhesive. And before I push it down, I am going to bring my other page up and just make sure that they meet up. And they do. So now I can add my other pieces. So this big one next with the bursts. On the back side is the balloons. Could have done that too, but I would have had to make sure to cut the balloons the other way. Okay, and then our yellow honey butter. Okay, and then same thing on the other side. We have the diamond print. Okay, so now I'm going to add my shimmer trim at the top and the bottom. Move my stencil out of the way. I really like this, whoa. I really like the new stencils from the annual. And I actually can't believe how quickly the other ones were all gone. I think there's only one left on the website from the last annual. Okay, that doesn't look straight, so I'm going to just fix it. And then my overhang. And I can add it on the bottom. I should go the other way. So I'll cut my straight edge. And then add it. And I'm just pulling my backing off and running it right along the bottom there. So there are lots of room for photographs on this one. So two. Okay, so then I'm just gonna leave a little bit extra of that tail there so I can find my end again. I'm gonna pull my all-purpose mat out of there. Okay, so looking good. So I have my second verse mat here. I'm just going to throw that down. Okay, so I have my photo mats here. So yes, we had another party this weekend. So those are the photos that I'm going to put on here. And I might have even done balloons to decorate to match the Celebrating You. Okay, so we've got this box here, And like I said, I did alter that, and I'll show you in 1 second how I made the difference. So I think we have 2 4x6s across the top here. Oh, always good. Okay, and so in the photo, you could see there's a little cluster here with a journaling box that's a sticker. And I don't have a journaling box that's a sticker with Celebrating You. And I have more to say. So I'm going to create a little bit bigger journaling box, and I've made it a different color so that you'll see it's sapphire. So it is, my journaling box is actually 3x4, the same as my photographs. But I'm going to add a white box to it. Okay. So we have 2 3x4s down here, 2 4x6s, then I have another 3x4 here, and then a 4x3 up here. So I think it looks awesome already, and we haven't even done anything yet, really. Okay, so like I said, I did make this a little bit bigger than this piece here because I'm going to add a title on here. So I'm going to use this Celebrating You, and I'm going to use the champagne and champagne glasses. So I need a little bit more room there. So, but first, let's add these pieces down. So I actually think we are pretty good here. So, and if I need more photos, these are all flip-floppable sizes, so to speak. So I could add, okay, I'm just going to put my, so I did a sapphire mat for the journaling. And I have my piece of white daisy, and I've got my lines on it already. I'll show you. So I'm going to do the same thing like I did on this one. And I did my lines with the navy. And then I'm going to journal with the teal color. So let's just get semi-close to trying to be straight. There we go. I also might need something here, but maybe I should grab I also have these. So these are the embellishments for the Celebrating You. So maybe we need to use something here. So we are not doing a birthday. So oh, maybe I'm going to use that though. You guys, I actually should have gone through this first because I might have reversed my, hello Wendy, I might have reversed my layout and used this over here. But if I use this here now, it's going to be pointing off the page. So that's okay. But this is potentially something we could use. and maybe something like that. We'll see. Okay. I got distracted there by embellishments. Okay, so now I'm going to add my photos to this side. There we go. So I did all my photo mats with Lagoon. And then, like I said, this journaling mat is Sapphire. So we're going to, there we go. Okay, so now I'm going to attach this down. Okay, there we go. Now we've got it at least all roughed in. I need my melon sequins and I need my anti-static pouch because, so I'm going to put this on 3D foam. I couldn't actually see it there for a second, but here it is. And I might use those banners right there. So I'm not going to take my backing off because I haven't actually played with these embellishments down here for spacing. So we're going to see, we're going to kind of dry fit it all in. So I have this piece, which I was planning on using here. Let's get our journaling box though. So like I said, I already added the lines with the navy. You guys have seen me do that lots of times. But then I get kind of the box that I know I want. Got a lot of stuff here on my desk. I'm going to use this sticker right here that says, "May the adventure continue," because the party was for my son and he started a very big adventure. So there we go. That's going to go there. Now I'm going to take these off. I'm going to take the stick off the back and then we're going to see where we're going to put them. So gonna add some 3D foam here. And these, I actually think I'm going to use these. I'm just trying to decide where. So I've got some dimension going on here. Yikes. Okay. Here we go. So that's the nice part about popping them up is because I can add the 3D foam. I can kind of play around with where I'm going to put them. You could always take the stick off too, and if you want to just stick them down with normal adhesive after, if you didn't want to pop them up. Okay, so I actually think I might try this over here and use my banner over here. So like this, and then I'm going to take these and run them across here, I think. It is. It's so fun, eh? So sometimes it's not about reinventing the wheel, right? So here we go. We can just tuck it in just a little bit, and it's still on my box. And I want to add, I'm going to add some sequins down here. And then I'm going to take these banners. I might leave off the yellow ones or the honey butter ones because you might not see them. Well, let's just see. Oh no, with the silver on there, you can see them. I don't want two honey butter ones at the top there together though. I actually also might add just a little bit of journaling right in here, or some stickers. I'm just going to leave this for right now. Actually, might bring this up just a little tiny bit. So it's not right along the bottom. I'm just going to bring it up just a little tiny bit so that the whole thing appears more centered. Okay. There we go. Okay. So I want to get the sapphire onto this side, so I think I'm actually going to add this, and I'm just going to tuck it in underneath the little bottle here. It fills in my space, and I feel like I need the sapphire over on here somewhere, so I'm going to add that. So this is a piece from, it's sapphire like glitter paper. So all the embellishments are like different textures. Just one sec here, I got a little piece stuck in here. There's some white acrylic, there's silver, and then there's the, so there's some honey butter pieces, and then there is sapphire glitter, and then silver, and then there are white acrylic pieces, which I could also add to. So I'm just going to start this right here. And I'm going to tuck it under my bottle. Just like that. There we go. Okay. Now I'm going to add my champagne glasses down here. Okay, so then on the other layout too, I added sequins from the new melon sequins. So all I did was, there's some in the mix that are French vanilla. So I'm going to pull those out and add them to my layout. So it's a super simple layout, but it is very effective. And like I said, you can see how easy then it is in turn to also adapt it to a different paper pack. So they're like iridescent French vanilla. And actually the little hearts in here too are that same French vanilla color too. So if you wanted to use those, you could too. I'm just gonna pick a few sizes here. And then add them down. And I thought they kind of reflected like the confetti here from the page too, right? I just want a few smaller ones. Of course, they are always eluding me. I can always find them right when you can find them when you don't want them. So I'm just tapping them down onto glue dots. So let's just see, that might be enough. Oops, we got one melon one there. I'll save that for another project. So I still feel like I want something in here. So I think I'm going to go with maybe this little sticker to kind of play up the little bubbles down here too. Oh, and I'm just trying to decide if maybe I want this instead of this. I do. Okay. I knew I the sapphire over here, and I just needed to figure out a way to do it. And here we go. This works out perfectly. And now I can add my sequins in over here. So I just felt that the shimmer glitter was too, the sapphire like glitter paper, if I needed to then put it on this side, and then that starts a whole nother problem. So okay, so let's add some sequins on this side. And I just want a few down here. There we go. Oops. Thank you. Okay, so I think we're going to stop there actually. So that's not bad. So I'll show you again what I did and what I used. I'm just going to move my sequins before I dump them all over my table, because you guys do know I will do that. So like I said, if you missed from the beginning, this is the first one that I did. This was the single page from the fabulous scrapbooking workshop, and I changed it to Celebrating You. There's a video on here, or you can also watch the video over on my YouTube channel. And so then this is the second layout. And well, it's actually the third layout from that workshop, but the second one that I've done. And so I took the same dimensions for all the papers. So this is how it looked with the Halloween right here. And I just adapted it for the Celebrating You. I did a little bit of stenciling at the top. And I think actually here you could probably see the little white gel pen too. So I just stenciled with Glacier and that stencil from the Slimline card pack number 2. And then I just added a little bit of white gel pen to the very edges of the stars, just to add kind of a fun little detail in the background there. So then, like I said, all these papers are the same, except for this one I did make bigger to create a bigger title box here. And then I added a larger journaling box on this side because I know I have more to write. And there wasn't like a journal sticker that was a journaling box with Celebrating Today. Celebrating You. So I made my own journaling box. Again, I used the melon sequins. And like I said, if you had more photos, you could totally add flip-flaps onto any of these spots, right? Because they're all the same size as flip-flaps. So if you had more photos, you could totally add more photos. You probably could squeeze more photos into if you push these the other way so that they were 4x3s. And a 4x3 or 3x4, you have to remember, is the exact same aspect ratio as a normal photograph. So you could have like a whole photograph there. You don't have to always think of this size as you need to crop it, right? Because it is actually the same aspect ratios as your normal your 4x6s. You just print them differently if you don't want to crop a photograph, right? So there we go. That's what I got for you guys today. I hope you guys all have a great day. And we will talk to you later. Bye, guys. If you have any questions, feel free to ask. But like I said, it is exactly the same, pretty much, as the project number 3 double page layout. Okay, guys, have a great day. Bye-bye.